pod. It's so confusing sometimes to have a pod. Pod. It's so confusing sometimes to have a pod.
What song is that?
Girl, so confusing.
Sing the original.
Girl, it's so confusing sometimes to be a girl.
And who sings that?
Charlie XCX featuring Lord or Lord. I don't know how that works.
Oh, it's a modern song.
Yeah, I told you to listen to it. You didn't listen to it.
Oh, that's the one you sent me that I didn't like.
Did you listen to the full thing though?
You know what? I think if I get to the chorus and I don't like it, I don't like it.
I think you have to give it a full listen. So we're going to listen to it after this. And then next week we'll give you a review.
That's like being like, oh, it's a good show. You got to get to season 2.
But that's like Parks and Rec. Season 1 is bad. So you're wrong and I'm right. As per usual. Okay, I have to go to bed. Good night.
Wait, can we talk?
It's the Bedtime Podcast.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Something I've been thinking about. I need you to answer honestly.
I'll do my best.
I just want to know, is somebody going to match my freak? Syd?
I'm the freakiest girl you've ever met. Of course I'm going to match your freak. Am I taking it too literally?
I think you are.
I'm offended, honestly.
I think it's just a silly thing to say.
I think the real question is, are you going to match my freak?
Probably not.
I'm always like, are my friends going to be able to match my freak? And this is why I don't have a lot of friends.
I mean, you always got a new freaky, weird thing that you're doing. So
I know.
I'm just saying, like, it's possible that I don't always meet you there.
It's hard for most people. A lot of my friends are weird now.
But I really enjoy, like, every time you're into something new.
You do?
I just think it's funny. Just when you present something to me that I'm like, oh, you doing this now?
Oh, this is my new passion. Just so you know.
You're doing the spells
Or when I got really into knitting, knit a baby blanket in a week, and I haven't picked up the needle. I haven't picked up the needles since.
And girl, you know I haven't picked up the needles since.
I do want to. I am gonna knit on Friday, I think.
But I really do like it, and I like that you let me have my reaction to it.
Yeah, you're part of the journey.
I feel like I've been in relationships where, look, I don't want to paint a broad brush, but I think women be like this.
Mm-hmm.
Women be liking hobbies.
Well, yeah.
So do men. I mean, honestly,
if men had more hobbies, there wouldn't be so many issues in the world, in my opinion.
I agree.
Like, if a man just bought a couple cookbooks, taught himself how to cook or bake, the world would be a better place.
100%.
Or and I'm not talking about obviously I think the gym and sports are good for them, but that's not really a hobby. You have to exercise, Or even if someone got I think high energy dogs are a really good hobby for people. I consider our dog a hobby of mine now.
Yes, definitely.
Because she has to be.
But I think what I was going to say is that I've been in relationships where...
Oh, right. Back to what you were saying.
Well, just no, it's a great point. But just where, someone is often getting a lot of hobbies, and I would have my reaction, which maybe is judgmental, but I'm not...
What are these reactions you're having? Can
just
I have an example?
Like today when I came in to the bedroom and you were listening to a TikTok about a book where you follow the Earth's curve or something. Something weird. Mm-hmm. You write in it every day to track the Earth's vibrations or something. Mm-hmm. It was along those lines.
No, it wasn't at all, but that's fine. Keep going.
What was it?
It was I didn't buy the book, okay, but I've been getting a lot of TikToks about how Nikola Tesla was really into this 369 theory for manifestation. So it's a 369 journal. I didn't buy it, okay?
Yeah, so I was like, are you gonna buy that now? And you laughed. That's why I like it.
No, it is funny because he is right. The only reason I didn't buy it is because I'd already bought a book on TikTok Shop today.
Oh, okay. And what was that book on?
like ancient. Oh, it's so funny. I wish I had what it was called. It's like ancient secrets for women's health.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Ancient women's. I think there's the word sorcery in the title. Okay, I want to explain the clip that got me to buy that book instantly, and it was drawings of like ancient Egyptian women, and then it was like, and then it said, it said things that feed ovarian cysts and cancer, eggs, fried food, sugar, feelings that feed ovarian cysts and cancer, anger, depression, like all that.
But see, like that is something I've said this before. Your exploration of like finding things that can entertain you, I get the benefit of.
You do.
So that's why you need to know that my like judgment reaction.
It's not even judgmental. It's funny to me.
Yeah, but it's me basically being like, bitch, what are you doing, bitch?
You act like that, but I'm not joking when I say Noah won't leave the house unless I approve of his hair and his outfit. So he's making fun of me, but
I gotta say,
the man can't survive without me.
We've been on like a fiber kick. Both Syd and I were like on a quest to just have the most fiber possible in a day.
Well, we have a lot of nurse fans, and I would actually DM me. I want your feedback on this because I've been seeing that colon cancer is really killing young people. So I got really into fiber because of this.
Yeah, because I mean, Syd's not a doctor, but in her eyes, she's like, we'll just poop it out.
No, I am a doctor. In my head, I am fully a doctor.
I know. I do. I give you as much credibility as a doctor.
Your sister calls me her dermatologist.
And
she's like a normal woman. Like she's not a hippy dippy woman.
Yeah.
So that's huge.
So the fiber, we've been on this fiber kick, and I'm really open-minded with this stuff, like with health stuff. Like I want to try the most healthiest shit, even if it's disgusting. Like yesterday, we'll talk about, I was on the road this past weekend, and we'll talk about that, but I did a cold plunge. And with my friend John, and it was you're supposed to last like 3 minutes. I was in there for like 50 seconds. I was such a bitch about it.
Wow, you didn't do the breathing or whatever?
I was like, hi.
How long did he last?
Like 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
He did it?
Yeah.
Does he do it a lot?
Yeah, he does it all the time.
Where?
At like a Russian bathhouse in the city.
Ugh, that's the one reason living there would be cool.
And like, I was like, I for a second, I was like, okay, I got it. And then I started to feel this intense like pain in my knees and my ankles, which is probably really good. Like it's working because those are problem areas for me. And the woman who worked there was like counting down, and she was like, oh my God, you're almost there. And I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I have to get out. And John was like, you could do it. I was like, no, you can't do it anymore. I can't do it. And I got out, and I could barely get out of the plunge.
That is so. How cold was it?
40 degrees.
That's pretty awful.
But John was telling me that the difference, like there's basically no difference between like 59 degrees and lower. Like if you do 59 degrees, there's the same amount of benefits if you're doing 40 degrees. But what my point is like I'm open-minded. Like I do want to try that. I like if somebody has health benefits and I could be into it. What?
Remember when we took my mom to like the cryotherapy place?
Yeah, I don't think that shit works. That seems like a gimmick.
No, it's the same thing. It's like being cold, but we took my mom and she fainted.
She was like, oh.
It was so bad. I was like, why did we put a 6-year-old woman in here?
I know.
That was really
We took an 82-year-old man to Disneyland, but we'll get to that. Not great with the elderly.
I am not good with old people.
But so Syd told me that she makes this drink. What's the drink?
They're called basil seeds. They are basically chia seeds, but I got recommended them from a Chinese medicine woman, and they're, I guess, higher in fiber, better for you, she said. So I have like 2 tablespoons of them every morning. They have 15 grams of fiber, and once like people don't get enough fiber, you only need 25 grams a day, so that's already almost all your fiber.
For men and women?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I drink 2 tablespoons of them a day. And I don't think they taste like anything.
Yeah, you were like, hey, by the way, this has 15 grams of fiber if you want to have one. So then I asked you to make me one, And it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my entire life.
It has no flavor. That's what I don't understand. Because you can eat chia seeds. It's the same.
It was just it was little
Was it the texture?
larva. It was tiny little larvas in the water.
Okay.
And they're ugh, it was so
no
gross.
taste.
They do have a taste.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. It's metallic-y. It's disgusting.
Okay, well, to me, you know what? I will say, my parents made a lot of mistakes. But one thing my mom did that I will do to our child is she started giving me health food shit when I was a baby. So that doesn't taste weird to me. I had tried kombucha by the time I was 6 years old. You know?
I had tried kombucha by the time I was 6 years old.
I don't mean it as a brag. I'm saying now I have no problem swallowing that, you know? Or people will be beets taste like dirt. And I'm I think beets are one of the most delicious things you can have.
Beets taste like dirt?
I remember someone saying that to me once.
Beets are amazing.
They're so
Was it my
good.
mom?
No.
Ugh, the beets, they taste like dirt.
She would say that.
It's too dirty.
It's too dirty.
You know, it's my favorite thing when my parents got an Airbnb in Florida and I called them and I asked them how it was going. Did they like the Airbnb? And my mom goes, it's too big. It's just a little too big. I don't know what to do in all the rooms.
You know what, though? I don't like it too big of a space either. I get scared. Remember when we were house sitting for your really rich boss and we were so scared the whole time?
Yeah, I do.
And in a mansion.
Yeah, but she's on vacation.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just it was stressing her out.
Oh, that's funny.
Like how big the place was. Most people are yeah, it's too big, whatever. But she was I need to spend time in all these rooms.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. That's silly.
But anyways, so we kind of hit on it.
The fiber, or are we moving on?
I think we're moving on unless you want to hit the fiber harder.
I just want to hit it harder. Everybody make sure you're getting 25 grams of fiber a day.
I do. I mean, we could talk about this. We've both been a little cancer obsessed, I think, for a bit now.
Well, you have BRCA.
Yeah.
And my mom had cancer. My grandpa had cancer. I am cancer obsessed. And also, I don't know about how the sleepyheads are feeling, but a lot of our friends are getting cancer. And we're 32.
I definitely feel like I've known a more than usual amount of people at this age who have gotten cancer.
It's fucking crazy.
I'd say since I've been in LA in 10 years, I feel like I know probably 10 people who have gotten some type of cancer.
Yeah, it feels
that are
insane.
young.
And my former boss had cancer. Her husband had cancer. Her mom has cancer. Her best friend had cancer. It's just it feels everywhere.
Yeah. It's damn microplastics. But here's the thing about the microplastics. I can't do anything about it.
Well, no, you can't. They couldn't even find a control group to have an example of people with no microplastics. But I'm not that worried about the microplastics. I think it's more the diet. Anyway, I know we're being annoying.
No. All we're telling you to do is make sure you're taking good shits.
Fiber.
But the shits are important. Don't be going in that toilet just full gross diarrhea and being I'm healthy.
No, it is. I have beautiful poops. I think I've said it on the podcast
That's what I'm
before, and I think it's very important. And another thing people can do, my best friend always talking about this, and she's a health coach, is the coffee enemas.
This is a very specific podcast.
I know. I really want, if you're a nurse and you listen to this, you know who you are. We message each other. I want to hear your take on fiber, on pooping, on cancer immediately when this comes out.
Yeah. And look, if you're not into this, you should be.
Yeah, you should be. I'm sorry.
It's we're giving you such valuable advice and information about your poops. All I'm saying is don't ignore your poops.
I mean, we already said I'm basically a doctor.
Syd's a doctor.
I'd never claim to be a nurse. Yeah. I think they're harder working and better people than doctors. I'd never claim to be a nurse. Hot take.
Okay, speaking of a doctor, your dad is not one.
He's not one, but he also thinks he is one. That's where I get it from.
Yeah. Remember when I first met him, he was like, hey, no, if you ever need an MRI, tell him your liver hurts. You'll have an MRI by the end of the day. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember.
He always he knows a lot about.
Has a trick.
He's got a trick. He's got tricks up his sleeves.
When I was in college, I couldn't get them to come fix something in my apartment, and so he told my roommate was trying to take care of it, and he was like, "Just tell him you saw a spark in the outlet," and she did, and they came and fixed it right away.
Yeah.
So he has tricks for everything.
He's got tricks for everything.
Anyway.
He'll just be like,
"What?
Don't pay your rent."
No, he doesn't say that.
No.
He doesn't go that far.
But we took your dad.
But on that note, he doesn't pay his mortgage. Anyway.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
He's just paying the.
He pays the taxes on it.
No,
and the interest.
The interest, yeah.
So that's
because he yeah. I mean, we don't need to talk about your dad's finances, but
Okay.
he feels like it'll work itself out.
I hope so.
Yeah, or you'll be stuck with it.
Yeah, and that'll be fun. Anyway. We took my 82-year-old dad. It wasn't my idea, first of all. I need this to be known. And it wasn't Noah's idea. He called me and said he wanted to go to Disneyland. And I was like, okay, sure.
It wasn't like, do you guys want to go to Disneyland?
No, he said, let's go to Disneyland.
I want to go.
And I was like, sure. I didn't think it would happen. Did you?
I really didn't think it was going to really happen.
It was the day before, and I was like, he's going to cancel.
But your dad's like so incredible. Like when he has his heart on something, he's gonna. It's happening.
It's happening.
You know, there's nothing that's gonna. I think he would have went alone.
I don't know about that because he didn't know he didn't know where to go. He didn't know where to park. It was like,
yeah.
I don't think he'd been since I was a child, and I grew up only an hour away from Disneyland.
Didn't know it was her. Sorry.
I grew up an hour away from Disneyland, and I think we maybe went one time.
Yeah, so
it was not a thing.
It was great. So when were you confused by this?
I was very well. I obviously went to a very dark place, and I was like, "Oh, he thinks he's gonna die soon, and he wants to see Disneyland one last time."
You know what's on everyone's bucket list.
Well, yeah, I told that to my friend Chloe, and she was like, "Yeah, because that's what every 82-year-old Jewish man wants to do." And
I would
like, okay.
Before I pass, I would like to see Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, that's so. Anyway, thanks for doing that. Thanks for that impression.
Yeah, that's it.
But so yeah, he said he wanted to go to Disneyland. I really didn't think it would happen. But then the 20th rolled around. He didn't cancel. Which he cancels everything. So the 20th rolls around. We drive down to Anaheim, pick him up at the train station. It's 85 degrees.
85 degrees. Your dad comes out, no hat.
In a vest.
In a
puffer vest.
No sunscreen.
No sun. Oh my God. His skin was like burnt off at the end of the day. And I gave him sunscreen because I obviously brought two. I'm crazy. Horrifying. Anyway, we got him a hat. We sunscreened him up. We made sure there was water. And we spent 5 hours at Disneyland.
I think we spent 7 hours.
Really?
Like 6, really. 10 to...
10 to 4, 10 to 2.
Yeah, 10 to 4. Yeah,
10 to 2. Yeah, wow.
And what was the first ride we took him on? Oh, we took him on Pirates of the Caribbean,
which is my favorite ride.
It's my favorite ride too.
It's the fucking best.
It's so good. Like the set design is incredible. It's cool in there, like temperature wise.
Yeah.
You really do feel like you're in the jungle or something.
The bayou. Or New Orleans.
Yeah,
is a part of the country I don't know anything about. I've been to New Orleans one time and I was drunk, so I don't remember it.
And your dad loved it.
That was his favorite ride of the day.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And then
I want to keep talking about Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, of course.
Because I think we also need to talk about our relationship with Disneyland.
Me and yours? Mine and yours?
Like, well, do you feel like you have a relationship with Disneyland?
Not really.
Well, do you like it? Like, what is...
I do like Disneyland. I had a really good time. But I don't know. I don't see myself going a lot unless I have kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay.
I don't like. To me, I would rather spend $150 doing something else.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, fun fact: I love Disneyland. It's not something I talk about because I think it's really, really dorky. I'm not a Disney adult. I'm not there buying like. I don't wear Mickey Mouse ears. I don't buy souvenirs. I don't do any of that shit.
Yeah, Disneyland has a lot of weird dorks walking around.
It's got a lot of weird adults that people get married there. Like, just let that sink in.
Like a lot of I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but like,
Don't say it.
freaks.
Oh, okay. What are you gonna? I don't know what. But
I mean, look, I get it, and I don't want to yuck your yum. And look, I'm glad somebody can match your freak,
yeah.
but like, I just being there.
Thing.
That's their
I think
hobby.
it's so much fun.
It is fun.
But I think I've only paid as an adult to go to Disneyland like 2 times. But I had a friend who used to work at Disney, and he would take us every year, and it was so much fun. So I think that's partially why I came to love it.
Yeah.
But now it is expensive, and as much as I like it, I agree with you. There's other shit I'd rather do.
That being said, we walk into that park, and it's a magical feeling.
Oh, it's immediately when we got there, I was like, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
It's so well done. It really is.
It's so well done.
It's not like Universal to me is like, there's no like, it's not tasteful.
It's not tasteful. One thing about Universal, it's not tasteful.
It's like the trailer trash.
It
park.
is the trailer trash Disney, and it's just as expensive. And
Yeah.
there's not as many rides.
There's not as many rides.
Even though that what's that movie we love with Brendan
Mummy.
Fraser? That Mummy ride is so much fun.
But it's like basically, wait, is that a roller coaster or is it like Indiana Jones?
It's like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, so it's like
It is so fun.
when we were in line at Indiana Jones, I kept thinking
It was the Mummy ride.
Yeah, I was
They're
they're
interchangeable.
they look alike. Like
Yeah,
the
they're-
set.
yeah.
Oh my god, there's so much. I'm so happy we didn't blow by this.
I know. Me too. See, we have to talk about Disneyland.
Well, just line culture
yeah.
for starters.
Oh, yeah. We paid extra for the fast pass. Only used it one time. That was an absolute ripoff. Never doing that again.
It really was because it was kind of cheap.
It was $30 a person, which I thought it was $100 a person.
Yeah. So there was
And
something sus about it.
There was something suspect about it immediately. Anything that cheap is not going to work.
Yeah.
And it didn't. We used it one time, and it was an absolute waste of time.
I mean, it saved us. It saved us some time.
Which
but
ride did we use it on?
the Matterhorn.
Okay, so
Are we
let's
there
talk.
yet?
I think we're at the
Well,
Matterhorn.
can we talk about line culture?
Okay. So the thing about Disneyland that I, as an adult, have now realized is it's mostly waiting in line.
It's all waiting.
It's
in
all
line.
waiting in line. So you have to go with people you love talking to.
Every amusement park is about waiting in line.
So you go with people you could talk to for hours, which like Noah and I are married, but we could talk 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And not run out of stuff to talk about. And it was interesting going with my dad because do you think my dad's much of a talker? No, right?
Not really, but he's not a talker.
He's not a talker, but he's not a talker.
I will say I don't. This is such a good question because I thought about this. Like I don't know what his general disposition is. Like I feel like my dad's like social disposition is to like engage.
Yeah, your dad could talk all day, tell stories,
Or listen.
ask
Yeah.
questions. My dad was on his phone quite a bit in the lines, which was fine because Noah and I, like I said, could talk all day.
I don't mind. You know,
No.
it's also like
He's bored. It's fine.
people express things in many different ways.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I think he was probably overstimulated.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on there.
I just can't believe at an amusement park there's probably one guy in charge of like how the flow of the lines.
Yeah.
And how to redirect them. So and that to me, I'm like, that is a science.
Oh, it's absurd.
So much thought gets put into these
Yeah.
parks,
And now that
especially Disneyland.
Oh yeah. And now that I am more of a seasoned Disneyland goer, I feel like I think I've maybe been 10 times now.
Yeah.
As an adult, which is kind of embarrassing.
Wow.
But I went for free so much because of my friend.
Yeah, you freak.
I've only paid like 2 or 3 times.
I bet before me you wore those Mickey Mouse.
I've never
ears.
bought ears.
Yeah.
I've never bought ears.
Yeah, sure.
And one time I got to go because a friend of mine had cancer and someone's dad paid for us all to go. Anyway, for us to take her. Because she was one of those freaks. I hate to say this about a girl who had cancer. She's fine now, so it's fine. She always has a bag packed for Disney. So we surprised her and she was like, oh, great. She went and grabbed a bag and I was like, what's that? I always have a bag packed for Disneyland. Insane. And I'm not like that. I just think it's a very joyful place.
Yes, it is.
And I like decorations.
But so now this is your 10th time. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think I worked out a system. I think you get there, the first ride you do is Indiana Jones. Because that, I think, is one of the more important rides. And that line is always long.
Why is that an important ride?
Because it's really fun, don't you think?
It is very fun, but I don't think of Indiana Jones as a Disney movie. Do you?
No, I obviously never think of it as a Disney movie, but that's not why
okay.
I'm going to the park.
Yeah.
I don't think of Pirates of the Caribbean as a Disney movie.
Yeah, what is
they
Matterhorn?
Feel stand alone.
Yeah, Matterhorn, is that even a Disney thing?
I don't think so.
Yeah, well, it's a small world, like...
Yeah, I don't know about that. We didn't do that one. We barely did any rides because once again we went with an 82-year-old man. But Indiana Jones, the wait is always an hour, but if you go right when it opens, it's about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just a hot tip.
Yeah, thank you. And then the first ride we do,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dad loves it. And then we go to lunch.
We immediately get lunch. We eat it at the New Orleans Cafe. Absolutely delicious.
Let me just say, the food at Disney
unreal
is really good.
It's really good.
But I will say the most disgusting thing I see at Disney are these fucking animals.
The turkey legs.
Freaks with the turkey legs.
I hate the turkey. I've had the turkey leg. Made me sick to my stomach.
Like watching someone walk around Disney in the hot sun, just stripping meat off a giant,
it makes me feel sick.
An abnormally large turkey leg.
Why is it so big?
Yeah, where are these turkeys?
I know. Are they injecting the turkeys? Must be, first of all, chock full of hormones.
Yeah, they're roided up.
These turkeys aren't steroids.
Yeah, these turkeys are fucked. These turkeys are fucking huge. They're fucking 6'3".
They're the Derek Jeter of. Did he do steroids?
No.
God damn it! No, I've had one. They're not.
It just freaks me out how big it is because I've just look. I've had turkey.
We all had turkey. It's famously the worst meat, in my opinion.
It is also a bad meat.
It's not good.
Yeah, but I've never like the turkey at Thanksgiving. The leg's never that big.
No, that's why I truly think they're on like roids.
What if they're just growing turkey legs?
That wouldn't surprise me. Disney's capable of anything.
Don't you think they would be capable of some warehouse where they're doing some advanced exploration on turkey?
I mean, they have all the money in the world, of course.
Yeah. Is Walt Disney frozen?
Probably.
Have you heard that?
Yeah, of course I've heard that. I'm an American. These colors don't run.
And the reason to be frozen is because maybe one day when they find a cure for whatever you died of, they could give it to you and you could live?
I don't know, other than like the Austin Powers lore.
Yeah. Evacuation,
anyway, come.
Evacuation, come.
Okay, as a elder millennial, we're not elder millennials.
Yeah.
As a mid millennial, I think we're peak millennial. Have you had jobs with like younger millennials and Gen Z where you're making reference after reference and they're not getting it?
No.
So you haven't had this experience, but as a peak millennial, the three movies that I reference the most are, and Sleepyheads, let me know if you feel the same: Austin Powers, Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion, and Superstar, starring Molly Shannon.
Yeah.
So I'll be at work with these younger people and I'll be like, supermodel documentary hour, and they'll have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I will say, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I don't like to do that kind of humor. I mean, that was a joke, but I feel like if you quote movies in a writer's room, you're like the lamest person
That
ever.
is true. And I have yet to be in a writer's room, so now that I know that, I won't do that. But
you didn't know that?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
No, you're not. That does sound dorky.
No, I am serious, but I'm joking about I feel like I'm sounding like a dick right now.
No.
Oh, okay.
And it's not like I'm doing it out of the blue. Like someone will be like, okay, let's get lunch. And I'll be like, well, do you have some kind of business women special? Maybe I'm just being an old lady.
Yeah, I like it.
It's very silly.
I will say someone thought I was 24 this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, the manager at the club asked how old I was, and I was like 32, and she was like, wait, really? I could have sworn you were a year younger than me.
Wow.
She was 25.
Amazing.
And
We take care of our skin.
that felt good. I told her that. I was like, I take care of my skin. And I was like, John and I actually do it every night before bed. And my wife.
Me acting like that lady also told me I look young by saying, well, we take care of our skin. Ridiculous. Anyway, back to the Matterhorn.
Okay, so lunch.
Lunch. Okay.
Great.
New Orleans Cafe, incredible.
Yeah.
I love the New Orleans area of, what's it called? Disneyland. It's the only area I really want to hang out in, honestly.
It's the most charming.
I want to go to New Orleans.
Let's go.
As a sober person.
Let's go. Yeah,
Let's go.
that part I'm like, really? What are we going to do there? But we'll figure it out, I guess.
There's good food. Walking
Yeah.
around. I could get into jazz. I could see myself hyperfixating on jazz.
There is no way you would ever get into jazz.
Why not?
Yeah, you're a jazz head.
I could be a jazz head. I do think there's probably too much for me to learn, and that would overwhelm me.
I just don't see. I feel like, one, you don't like live music that much.
True.
And you don't like live music, especially without like a poppy chorus.
I don't get live music. Why wouldn't I just listen to it by myself in my car? Like, that's where I want to listen to music. Even the Eras tour, like, it came here and I didn't want to go. And I've been listening to Taylor Swift since I was 14.
Even the Eras tour came here and I would rather listen to it in my car.
It's true. I don't care about watching her sing it. I want to listen to it in the privacy of my own car.
Yeah, I do get that. But okay, we could go watch jazz. I just don't think it's going to be for you. But
I agree.
But
I do want to go eat there.
But
I think it's mostly for the food I want to go.
I will say jazz in New Orleans is like probably the coolest kind because it's like that kind of trumpet, like.
Oh, see, I do like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be fun. Anyway,
We'll go.
We'll put it on the list because the list is very long right now of travel. Anyway, okay, we have lunch. It's incredible. We used the fast pass to go to the Matterhorn because that
I had grits for the first time.
Grits are so good.
You know what? I lied. I've had grits once before and I didn't like it. And I think they were just like very bland grits.
These were cheesy grits.
And I was blown away.
I was blown away too.
Yeah.
The food at Disneyland.
Very good.
Impeccable.
You really, you shouldn't eat a bad meal there.
You should. And if you do, it's your fault.
Yeah. There's a good group of delicious places.
Because I did do some research, and I think we went to Tiana's Cafe, and it was high on the list. We got the muffalata.
No, I think it was called Curly Sue's Cafe.
No, it wasn't. And my dad got gumbo. He told me he likes gumbo. See,
that gumbo?
it was really good.
Unbelievable.
And I learned something new about my dad, which is that he likes gumbo.
And that's why you do things and experience new stuff.
It is, because you always can learn something new about an old person. Anyway, then we go to the Matterhorn,
Yeah.
and this is where the day gets a little dark.
Yeah.
So we use the fast pass. The line goes by very quickly. We're happy. We get on the Matterhorn. Now, in my memory, every ride at Disneyland is pretty tame. You know, you're not going to be scared. The Matterhorn takes off. I am being shaken and jiggled in my seat like there's no tomorrow, and it's very uncomfortable. And all I can think about is my 82-year-old dad.
Yeah.
Shaking and jiggling in that hard plastic chair.
So Syd's behind me. I'm in the middle seat. Your dad's in the front.
He's in the front of the ride.
He's in front of the whole roller coaster, not just the front of our car.
God damn it.
And I am watching this man neck just freaking jiggle jaggle back and forth, just whip left and right, up and down. I was like, his head's gonna pop off.
It was traumatic because at least I couldn't see, but I was thinking about.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, his head is really like. Did my head look like that?
I would honestly, all I could think about was how uncomfortable I was, and then therefore thinking about how uncomfortable my dad was because I'm a little person. You know, I'm curvy, but I'm little.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
are.
I had to specify, but. I have like a kind of a big ass and it was hurting my butt.
Yeah, you do.
And my dad has no muscle. He's like kind of skinny.
No, he doesn't.
What? He's just like kind of he's old. He's 82. He's like skinny and bony. And I was like, oh my God, this is probably really hurting.
Yeah.
This is hurting my fat ass.
Yeah, his neck. Oh, God, man. It was like.
So we got off the ride. He actually got out pretty well. He didn't complain.
Yeah, but I think he was a little.
I think he was a little shook.
He was like, I was glad when it ended.
Yeah, that was, and then that was so that put a damper on the day.
But your dad, an expert in keeping everything going. Mm-hmm. He sees the merry-go-round
and he makes us get on the merry-go-round. Demands it. I thought he was joking.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
It's the most boring thing you can do.
He was like, let's go to the merry-go-round. The line's not long.
So we go on the merry-go-round, and he loves every second of it.
That was his favorite ride.
That was probably, Pirates and then the merry-go-round.
That was a really special memory.
It was, and I have video and photo evidence of it.
Like, and for me, the rides, I like a roller coaster. The thing I hate, though, is spinning. I really don't like spinning.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Don't spin me.
No.
I get sick.
Yeah.
And I get uncomfortable. The up and the down, the loop-de-loop, I'm fine with that. But I will say, merry-go-round, you're not spun enough.
No, it's really fun.
It's fine.
And I personally can't wait to take a baby on there. It's very fun.
Yeah.
So that was great. Then we go wait in line for Star Tours, which I think that ride's very fun. I really like the first 3 Star Wars.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like I'm watching them regularly, but I really like them. My dad doesn't care about action movies. He'd never seen Jurassic Park till last year, and we showed it to him, and he didn't like it.
Yeah.
So
that was funny. We were very excited to show it to him.
So excited. We took it to him to see it in theaters.
Yeah, it was playing in a theater near where we were. Eating people, people's heads are getting blown off.
I guess. So yeah, he wasn't into it. And so, but Star Tours had kind of a shorter line. I think that ride's really fun. So we went on.
Hated it.
No,
I can never go on that ride.
Oh, you hated it.
Yeah, I got very dizzy.
Oh, I did too, but I liked it. I think it's really fun. I like to be jostled. I just don't like my dad to be jostled.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. He didn't care for it, but it wasn't as bad as Matterhorn.
Yeah. But
then we got Dole Whip.
Yeah, and then we took like an hour break.
Yeah, we just sat on a bench.
And we watched these freaks run around Disneyland.
We did watch a lot of freaks.
Good people watching.
Yeah, I watched a little girl put eyeshadow on. That was very cute. It's cute with the kids. They all dress up, but the adults, which I'm being judgmental. We were there as adults.
Yeah.
Then we rested for an hour. Went on Indiana Jones, which I think is the other best ride, and we went home.
Yeah, we went home. And how did you feel when we left?
I was exhausted.
And did you feel like your dad got what he was seeking?
I think he did.
Yeah.
Well, I guess after we left, it turned out that his mother, my grandmother, really liked Disneyland. So that was very clearly why he wanted to go. He was a big mama's boy and has never really gotten over the death of his mom, which was like 20 years ago at this point. So it felt nice to be able to give that to him.
Yeah, so you think it was his way of connecting?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know this. We didn't ask.
We didn't ask.
Yeah, but I mean, it's possible.
It's possible.
What if he's just like, nah, I just wanted to go to Disneyland?
I don't think
that's
so.
fine.
That is fine, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I felt really good. I had a really good day, and I was very happy. I don't know how people go to Disneyland. They do the whole day, like they leave at midnight thing.
No, I don't know how you leave at midnight.
I can't do it. So I was like very grateful to be going home when we did. Me too.
And we weren't in any traffic. That was key. We left around 4.
Yeah.
I don't know how we weren't in traffic.
Yeah. We lucked out, but
we really did.
It was a heck of a day. And then the next day I took off and started my...
You're doing a little tour.
Started my little road tour, and you became a
single mother.
A single mother. And
how was the tour?
The first day, can I tell my dates to the Sleepy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was in Phoenix this past weekend, so you can't come to those shows. But next weekend, I'm in Dayton, Ohio at the Funny Bone, opening for John Renitsky. And then this is the date I'm most excited about that I really want you guys to come to if you can. Okay, if you live in Chicago, do we have any Sleepyheads in Chicago?
I'm sure we do.
If you live in Chicago, I am headlining Zanies Chicago, on July 11th at 7 p.m. Just go to Zany's website or just go on my, Instagram or whatever, or we'll throw a link in the notes. But you gotta come. And okay. So I started the road. I'm doing the road a couple times this summer, and it was fun. How was it for you? Being like, I want to know, how was it for you? I was worried about you.
I was fine. The restaurant I served at for a really long time is closing next week. And she posted it on Instagram, my old boss. I went in to get lunch. Nobody was there and it was kind of busy. So I just I work there again now.
Yeah.
Till it's over. So I started waiting tables again just for the next week. And famously brunch at this restaurant. It's called Jewel. It's in Silver Lake. It's really delicious. If you can go before the 30th, I do recommend you go. It is the craziest restaurant on the weekend. So I did brunch service both days and I am so fucking tired.
Yeah.
I feel crazy.
So you didn't miss me?
Oh, yeah. It was kind of only 2 days. And I was so busy.
And you like the life of a comic's wife, like you feel like you can handle that?
Yeah, obviously I don't want you to be gone every weekend, but it is nice when you come back. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, in my opinion. And I don't feel do you think I'm needy? I don't think I'm very needy.
No, I mean, I was opening for John Renitsky. If you guys don't know him, you should look him up online.
You've said it 10 times now.
He's my best friend. No. You should look him up online. He's very funny, but he kept commenting on how impressed he was. That he was like, have you even talked to your wife since you've been here?
We didn't talk really.
We talked on the phone like once or twice.
Once on your last night.
But we texted.
Yeah, we texted.
We were checking in with each other.
But I couldn't really text you from waiting tables, and those are like 7-hour shifts.
Yeah.
So
I love because I love that you're. Like, obviously I want to talk to you, like I did call you, but and you called me and I didn't, we kind of were ships in the night, but I like that I don't have to worry about that. It felt nice not having to worry. Like, I worried about you in a sense that I hope it was okay, but I was feeling confident that it was okay and that you were fine and handling Romeo on your own, and that you support what I'm doing.
Of course I support what you're doing, and I am a grown-up. I'm 32, so if you can't leave me alone for a couple days, we do have a huge problem.
Yeah, that also felt nice because I don't know, I'm sure there are relationships out there where you can't do that. Yeah,
and I also have always had a dog my entire life, so the dog is not an issue. She is, special, so I did have to get a pay for a pack hike while I worked, but because it was so busy, I made more than enough money to cover that, which is actually felt nice because while I was serving, I was like, what the fuck have I done? Like, I thought I got dizzy multiple times because it was 87 degrees and the restaurant is mostly outside.
Yeah.
There's no time to drink water. It's like the craziest restaurant. I don't know if we have any servers listening, but you have to make all the coffee drinks. I'm also the sommelier. I'm the bus boy. I do all the dishes for the drinks, and I run the food. Jesus. And I'm the hostess, and then the server. So it is like the craziest job. But because of that, the tips are really good. So when I saw how much I made, I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. And
that's after we give 20% of the tips to the kitchen, and even after that, it was like I made $300 in tips.
Yeah, it just was. What was the point of? Why did you say that?
I have actually no idea. Don't cut that. That's so funny.
Well, I guess going back to just being on the road.
I didn't miss you because I was so busy.
No, it felt good.
It feels good. I'm sorry.
Good
this is what I wanted to say about it. I can't check my phone. I can't even stop. And I gotta say, really nice for a lady with depression. I can't think about myself.
Yeah.
I just have to be focused on the restaurant.
Yeah.
And it is fun. It's chaos, but it's fun.
Yeah, it was. I was really relieved. It was nice that you were fine, because you'd hate to come back and be like, you're like, that's not okay for me. Like, I can't do that. Like, I mean, I just don't think we would be at this point in our relationship if you were like that. Like, you would have.
I would have.
That would have been.
You.
Yeah, that would have been revealed a long time.
Well,
ago.
yeah, because when Noah and I started dating, we were 20. He was 25. I was 26, and immediately in our relationship, we both did comedy at night. So like, we wouldn't hang out till like midnight. You would come over, and like, if that was an issue, it would have presented itself then, not now. 8 years in.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah, and I mean, I do spend most of my sets on the road
talking about me,
talking about you, talking about you so much, to the point where like after every show, every person would be like, who came up to us would be like, how come you don't bring your wife? Which I find to be such a bizarre question.
Yeah. First of all, you wouldn't make any money if you brought me.
Because you wouldn't stay in a room with me and John.
No. And like, absolutely not. I'd be going out to eat, like doing whatever. My flight, it would cost money.
Yeah.
The whole point is you make money.
I explained that to someone and they were like, so like, it's fun. And I'm like, that's where I'm like, no, I'm working.
You're working. Yeah. I think people don't realize like it's work.
Yeah.
And you know what I gotta say, I appreciate about you, because my boyfriend before Noah, which once again, this was so fucking long ago at this point, also did comedy, always wanted me to come watch his shows.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fucking work for me. This is not special to me. I don't want to watch all your shows. I don't want you to watch all my shows. I love comedy. It has always been a job.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
It's not what I mean. It's not my hobby.
I like when you come to the special shows.
Of course.
Like when I say.
When you opened for Nikki Glazer, of course I came. Or when you featured for her, of course I'm going to come to that.
Yeah. But I really don't want you coming because I don't know, sometimes it's like, brutal. Like the Friday night show.
Yeah.
The late show was like, in a room of 300 people, like 60 tickets.
Oh, that's tough.
It was and they were not good. Like sometimes you get that many people and they're great.
Yeah.
And they're there to have a good time, but it was work. Like all the comics were like sad, like when that show ended, because the show before was fantastic, you know? But one thing that I noticed is that older women on the road, like for some reason, when they see me and interact with me, they feel like they need to be like my mom.
Well, yeah, you give big son energy.
Like this one woman, like I was going to the bathroom and she came out of the bathroom and she stopped me and was just like, I need to say that I'm so proud of you. You are so special. You are so amazing. You have a bright career ahead of you and you need to just keep on going. And she pulled me in for a hug and held me so tight.
Was she Southern?
She had like a twang. She had a twang. Adorable. I mean, I think I did it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, adorable.
But she had like a little bit of a twang, and the hug lasted like 15 seconds.
That's incredible.
And she touched my face.
That's weird.
It was weird.
That's very weird.
And I was like, oh, thanks, you're so sweet.
That's very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you give big son energy.
And that happened like multiple times.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like, is that them feeling bad for me, or is that saying something about themselves?
I do think you give.
Like maybe they miss their son.
Yeah, I do think you give little boy energy sometimes. Where like I give big sister energy. Yeah. Like I feel like there's a lot of like younger female comedians who are like, tell me what to do, and I'm like, I can't, sweetie.
Yeah.
But
I can't, sweetie.
You got to go your own way, make your own mistakes. But listen to my podcast.
Yeah. But listen to my podcast first.
But that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, it was weird. That one woman, like, she was like almost on the verge of tears.
That's beautiful.
And I will, I don't know. Doing comedy outside of Los Angeles it's a really special thing because you're meeting like Americans.
No, that is nice.
You know what I mean?
You're meeting Americans.
You're meeting people, like, and you also learn what do real people who don't work in the industry laugh at.
Yeah, that is huge.
And realizing like, oh, like people will laugh at almost anything. Yeah. Like if you craft it correctly, like there's a lot you can do. Yeah. But I feel like sometimes here in LA and a lot of comics feel this, where like there's certain issues you're not going to touch here. No. And totally. I'm not an edgy comic, so I don't really
That's
touch
not a problem
like,
for you.
I'm not like telling jokes like that.
No.
But another thing that was You had a hot weekend
in LA. Oh yeah, it was fucking hot as shit.
in Arizona. The first day we got there, 117 degrees.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with that.
Like, you couldn't be outside for more than 10 minutes.
That's horrible.
Like, we would have to take an Uber. If like a 15-minute walk, couldn't do it. You had to take an Uber.
Horrible. Well, yeah, you burned to a crisp.
And apparently that was the hottest day that's ever been recorded on that specific day of June.
Yeah, that's
in
awful.
history.
It's only fucking June and it's that hot. Like, we are fucked.
John was telling a joke about this, like on stage, but we were both like riffing about how could you live in Arizona and not believe in global warming?
Oh yeah, no, it doesn't comprehend for me. No.
You're literally melting.
Yeah.
And it just gets worse and worse every year.
I know. I'm like, how have you not noticed it keeps getting worse? That's what's alarming to me. But it's not my business. I just try to not overconsume.
Yeah, it was very interesting. We spent most of our time inside for the most part. I mean, we hung out by the pool, but I'm very, as we talked about, I really want to take care of my skin. Mm-hmm. So I was very scared out there.
No, I really don't like being in the sun. And you can tell by my pasty white skin.
So, we're going from air-conditioned space to air-conditioned space. And that's the other thing. It's like, I hate air conditioning.
I hate air conditioning.
Like, I hate that kind of air. Like,
I know.
Obviously, it feels good. But to breathe it, I get a headache.
I know. I just get cold.
And the temperature would change. You go from an AC room that was like 68 degrees. Mm-hmm. You go outside, it's 117 degrees.
No, that's alarming.
Like, you literally go out and be like,
yeah, it's crazy. I don't like that.
Yeah. Can I say what John's joke was?
Yeah. John's
joke was being a climate denier in Arizona is like being a homophobe with a cock in your ass. It's like, I'm not gay. I just want to sit here.
A really good joke.
Isn't that good?
Yeah. That's a really good joke.
That's for you guys. That's John Renitsky, guys. Got to go look him up. We'll be in Dayton, Ohio this Friday.
That's exciting.
Friday to Saturday.
You love Ohio.
You know what's weird? I love doing comedy in Ohio. I've talked about this.
Yeah, you love Ohio.
I really like interacting with regular people.
I do too. Well,
it's really such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, that's what I like about serving.
Yeah.
And like kind of what you said about like seeing what comedy works. My best friend at work is Juanita. She doesn't speak English. She's the dishwasher. And all I try to do at work is make her laugh. And when it works, I'm like, honestly, what it is I dance and act like I'm having a seizure. And dance is the international language. Yeah. She always laughs.
Physical comedy can work
comedy
with anyone.
It's the freaking best. Okay, we have so much to cover still, and we don't have much time left. Okay, you've probably noticed my eyebrows look insane. I dyed them over the weekend because my friend told me it would look good, and I made a mistake and did it. They're too dark. Anyway, I just needed to say that.
For the audio listeners, can you describe what your eyebrows look like?
Eugene Levy. Yeah. I look like Eugene Levy. I didn't think I had very thick eyebrows because they don't look thin, but it turns out I'm just blonde. I am naturally blonde. It's obviously darker than this, but my eyebrow hairs are like white.
What? So it doesn't look how you want it to look right now?
No.
How's it supposed to look?
I think I would have liked to do like a dark blonde color on my eyebrows, and they would still look as full, but they wouldn't be so bright. I mean dark, but they are like the color of Noah's hair and they're as thick as caterpillars.
I usually would not like this, but I'm kind of into it.
Yeah, because I've done this before, and Noah immediately goes, eyebrows, you look crazy. Why don't you?
I don't know. Something changed.
Interesting.
I think it's because... You know what we talked about before I left that I thought about all weekend?
What?
A cosmic woman, a cosmic beauty.
Oh.
Can you explain to the sleepyheads what that is?
I don't know how this came up. I think it was...
I saw a TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
It.
No, so my friend Stevie sent me a TikTok because we're always talking about how I kind of look like an alien. She sent me a TikTok talking about cosmic beauty, which is women who look like aliens. Noah watched it over my shoulder, and he said, "You do look like a very pretty alien." And
I feel like I guess the eyebrows to me are like are in that cosmic
interesting
world.
Okay, so I'm an alien with bushy eyebrows.
Also, I'm very attracted to Gabby Hoffman.
Oh, okay, then yeah, there you
actress. And it's very similar eyebrow.
Yeah,
eyebrow palette.
It might also be that I have bangs now, and I didn't have bangs when I have done this before.
Oh yeah, so it's kind of working well.
Yeah.
It also, I feel like, brings out the color of your eyes.
Yeah, that's so.
Are we about to fuck? No, I'm just kidding. Well, Syd, what are you into this week?
Oh, what am I into? I think I've talked about this before. I'm really into rubbing castor oil all over my body. You go ahead.
That's me. You go.
Yeah.
We talked about fiber. I want to give a tip of something that's been helping me get my fiber up.
What?
Not those fucking disgusting, basil seeds in your water. Don't do that. It's disgusting. Some husk.
Psyllium husk.
Psyllium husk. I've been putting in my protein shakes.
This is the most basic thing in the book. Everybody knows about this. Sleepyheads roast Noah when you see him.
But let me ask you a psyllium husk. Let me ask you psyllium husk. I mean, that sounds like an animal.
What? I bought Noah's psyllium husk because I figured the basil seeds were going to be a tough sell.
Yeah. What about our merch?
Oh my God. Yeah, let's do it next time.
Okay.
Because I have to go to sleep.
You have to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Right now?
I'm tired.
It's pretty hot.
Okay, good night, sleepyheads. Love you.
Guys, follow us on all the things. We still have a Patreon where if you want to directly support the show, you can do so for $3 a month.
You don't get anything other than our gratitude, but I think that's pretty special.
Yeah, that is special. Please, if you are in Dayton or Chicago, I'll be co-headlining with Amy Silverberg August 3rd in San Diego at Mission Brewery. If you're in any of those cities on those dates, guys, come out. Aren't I funny?
He is funny.
I mean, you guys probably know that. What else, Syd? Do we have to tell him anything else?
I have to go.
You got to go.
Yeah.
I'm dragging on.
Yeah.
Good night. All right. Good night.
Love you. Good night.
Love you, sleepyheads.
It's the Bedtime Podcast.